Hi everyone, welcome back to our Lost Items page from Rooms of Wonder by Johanna Basford. Whew, I'll be saying that in my sleep when I finish this page. We have a hat to colour today. I'm thinking straw hat, lots of bright coloured florals. So let's go. I'm just going to get this sort of, this is the golden ochre, the number 16. I think this might be nice for a sort of base for the hat. You don't have to do it as a straw hat, of course. But I think this sort of colour is a nice base for all these florals, so I just think it will work out quite well. Trying to get a little bit in there, it's quite hard. I'm just putting on an even layer of this golden ochre. It's a really pretty colour, and I'll get a slightly darker colour in a minute to contrast with it, I suppose, to just add a little bit of detailing. And then we can get on with the florals, which is the fun part. It's interesting, I was thinking about this book and how, for me, I prefer more floral pictures. So I think colouring rooms, books, stationery, even clothes is not something that can get quite so enthusiastic about as colouring flowers and things like that. But there's probably not a book that I would buy again. But interestingly, Worlds of Wonder, I've got a second copy because I really liked it. But it's fine to have number 73. This is Burnt Sienna. It's fine to have likes and dislikes. I think my favourite of Johanna's books was Worlds of Wonder. I think because it's outdoors, there's more florals and more things that I'd like to colour. Ivy is one of my favourites too. And probably, yeah, I think that's probably it. But I'm looking forward to the new book, definitely. Yeah, Enchanted Forest used to be my favourite for ages. And then Rooms of Wonder took over as my favourite. And then for some reason I just decided that actually Ivy was probably a really one I really liked as well. Now the hat ribbon, I'm going to do the same colour as this little brim on the hat. Okay, and I fancy doing that in a sort of orangey red. So I've grabbed number 2, which is Our Red it's called, but I always think it's orange. It always looks quite orangey to me, but who knows. It was odd, I was talking to my husband this morning, maybe yesterday, can't remember. I do talk to him more often than once every few days, but specifically I was talking to him about his colour blindness, and he says he's red-green colour blind. And I said, well, but you paint. How can you tell the difference between the nuances of different types of green? You say you prefer X green or Y green. You know, if you're colourblind, because my other son tells me that people who are colourblind, if they can't see a certain colour, it just looks like a muddy brown. But he explained to me that he isn't fully colourblind, but if a red and a green are together, he can't distinguish between them. So if there's one of those quizzes where you have to read a number, you've seen these where you have a circle and it's got a number in it and they're made of splodges of colour, he can't do it if it's red and green at all. He's right, because we've done them with him and laughed at him. He didn't mind and weren't rude. Well, we were rude. Number 5, this is green. When he said, there's no number in there, we're like, yes there is. So you know, my boys don't have it. They can do those colour blindness tests fine. Actually, they were tested for it at school. When they would first start school, all the children have a school nurse come in and give them all a sight test. I actually picked up that both my boys' sights weren't brilliant. One of them was okay, it's only sort of blackboardy stuff, and the other one had a stigmatism and lazy eye, so he had to have some special treatment. That was all good, of course. got it all sorted out. I'm going to pick, we've chosen orange. Pink's gonna work. I think I'm just going to do a big mix of colour and then it'll work. She says, sounding much more confident than she is. 25, which is pink. I'm going to do this flower. Yeah, so he had treatment and his eyes are still quite bad. In fact, well, one of his eyes is as bad as mine. I don't have astigmatism, but I do wear specs and I've had them since I was 9. And I think his good eye, no, I think his worst eye is like my good eye. So, sorry, just got to blow my nose. But yeah, he's fine. He's got specs. He manages fine, just like any other spec wearer, really. I'm going to use 23 for the centre of that one. It is the Bordeaux, but I think it almost just feels like a darker version of that pink. So I think they go quite nicely. Now, this one I think I'm going to do in a blue. Let's pick a different blue to one we used yesterday. So this is 37 ultramarine blue. Although this is a really pretty blue, almost like a turquoise, whereas Castle Art's ultramarine blue is revolting. Sorry, Castle, but it's just gross. Hey, but some of you may love it, sorry, but I think it's vile. It's it looks the colour of a big biro. This is 302, which is pastel blue, and I'm going to use that for the middle of that one. There we go. But no, I don't like it at all. Let's find a purpley colour. Let's use the violet, number 6, and do the centre of this one. I'm going to try and fade it towards the middle. That was not that easy, but I tried. Oops. And we're going to use number 62, which is our lavender, for the petals. This might need a sharpen. I'll try it. I don't think I've sharpened any pencils today. I'm just not in a sharpening mood. How lazy is that? Just can't be bothered. There we go. Didn't need it. This one, I think I might do it a yellowy. We need some yellows, don't we? I will use this yellow, number 1, which is yellow, for the centre of this one. Layer it up a bit because it's quite pale. And then I'm going to use 11, which is the sand, to do the outside bit. I'm going to try and make it a bit darker in the middle than the edge. So I'm just going to layer that round a few times and then take it out to the edge. There we go. Now, what have we got? Our little ones. Maybe you could do them a really bright red. What do we have? We have the carmine red. This one is the best red, I think. Yeah, carmine red. Whoops. I just drew on the other page a little tiny bit. I'll pretend that didn't happen. I'm going to do the whole flower in this red. I don't know why I've coloured it like that, so there's lots of white paper. I did just want to block it in and make it really vibrant, just so that it doesn't look like the ribbon. There we go. And the centre of those, 11. What have we got left? We've got the light yellow. I think that would be a bit too light. Let's try the lemon, number 12. I don't know if it'll stand out enough. Yeah, it's done. I'm going to also use the lemon for the label, because I don't use it very often. It's quite almost like a highlighter pen colour, isn't it? Neon-y. But obviously not that intense. There we are. I think we're done. Let me have a quick look. We could put a bit of shadow under the flowers, but I don't think so. I'm going to leave it. I I think I've carried it off. Bright and cheerful was my idea, and that's what's happened. So there we go, one bright and cheerful summer hat. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a super day and happy colouring.